I'm the most spoiled girl in the world. I got a dog and a dad.
My dad was my best friend. Since we were little, we were always together, and we had the most amazing memories and experiences. When I was 13, my dad relapsed, and he started turning into someone I didn't recognize. But throughout it all, we remained best friends. Towards the end of my dad's life, it wasn't about the addiction any longer. It wasn't as bad when my dad relapsed as it was when my dad called me and told me he didn't want to live anymore. My dad's addiction was only one part of the disease, and the other part was so much harder to see. My dad struggled so much to find hope and feel lost and not accepted by society. And I don't want anyone to ever feel like that. I don't want a parent like my dad to feel like they failed their child, because the truth is my dad didn't fail me at all. And for kids that are like me, I don't want them to feel as though they're alone in this. I want them to feel like they can have amazing experiences and memories with their loved ones. And that's why we have Rising Hope Foundation.
My dad had a very awesome smile. It was just this big cheesy grin that lit up the room anytime you saw him. And he had a very good sense of humor, so he would always make me laugh when I was sad or anything like that. Addiction for my dad was a tough life going through it, and there were some good moments and there were some bad moments.
Addiction is a horrible disease, and it's impacted my family in a big way because I lost my 22-year-old daughter to addiction and didn't even see it coming. Never thought it would happen to our family. Her and I would go out on Friday nights and just talk about our week and just get appetizers and laugh, and sometimes we go to the movies together, and those were my favorite times, just spending time with her and I.
This time last year, my dad and I went to the Bruno Mars concert, but it wasn't easy. My dad called me a week before the concert and he told me, I want to go see Bruno Mars. It's the #1 thing I want to do on my bucket list. And I didn't know how I would possibly make it happen. The tickets were sold out. The resale prices were outrageous. He didn't have a car. I didn't have a car in the city. And all of the hotels were booked. But I knew that I had to make it happen. Daddy, I have something to tell you.
Oh boy. Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay. I got us tickets for Bruno Mars on Sunday.
This Sunday?
Yep.
No way.
Yep, you're going. And we went, and it ended up being one of the greatest experiences in my life. It also ended up being the last time I ever saw my dad. This year, on this day, Bruno Mars is here, and I knew that I wanted to do something really special for it. That's how Rising Hope Foundation started. Tonight, we're giving the Bruno Mars experience to one lucky family who has experienced the disease that my dad struggled with for a very long time.
For the longest time, I've been a Bruno Mars fan. I have loved him, and this is just the greatest thing that's ever happened.
I think this makes me feel like there's a community and that they want to help us, because you feel really alone, and but it's impacting a lot of families, not just mine.
If you know a family or someone who has faced addiction and deserves to have an experience that makes them feel hope and happiness and feel that healing, reach out to Rising Hope Foundation and we'd be happy to make that happen.